negative 1600, and then I'm using 2 and 17,500. So y minus 17,500 equals negative 1600 and x minus 2. Negative 1600x plus 3200 and then plus 17,500. So I get negative 1600x plus, I think this is 2,700, is it?
Yeah.
20,700, and that's my page 5. Now, if I ask you, what does 20,700 mean? What would you say?
Is that the original price of the car?
Excellent. Because when x is 0, y is 20,700. That's the y-intercept, and that's the starting point. In other words, in 2006, when x is 0, the car was bought for 20,700. Excellent. Part B. Any questions on this? Part B. Use this equation to estimate the value of this car in 2012. So let's see what happens in 2012. How do I determine what happens in 2012? Yes, x equals 6, indeed, 6 years since we bought it. Yes, so y equals negative 1600 multiplied by 6 plus 20,700. What do we get? I don't think we get that.
That's me yawning. That's great.
Whatever that was. 11,100. Very good. Moving on. Problem 26.
I fell asleep on my car.
Not while driving, I hope.
No, I was in the parking lot.
Decide whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or none of the above. We are given 2 lines. Let's determine without graphing whether they are parallel, perpendicular, or none of the above. What are we going to do? Just can, of course, thank you. So let's find the slope and make a decision. In the meantime, I'm going to copy a graph. Okay, can anyone give us the slope of the first line?
1/3.
Yes, we move x to the other side, it's 1/3. So y equals 1/3 x
Plus 2/3.
plus 2/3. So the slope of the first line is 1/3. Good. The slope of the second one will be negative 18y equals negative 6x plus 3. We divide both sides by negative 18, so y equals, 1/3 x minus 1/6. So the slope of the second line is 1/3. What do we conclude about the lines? Parallel. Good. Now here's the graph, and I have tons of questions here. Here's one question. The first one. Domain. Second one, range. Third, x-intercept. Fourth, y-intercept. Let's work on this for 1 minute, and then I'll find more questions for you.
can't read the number.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, nobody can. So it's -1,
Okay.
-2, -3, -4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the other direction, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So first question, domain. Is that clear? Perfect. Second question, range, please. Excellent. X-intercepts, please, in an ordered pair format.
-1, 0, 3,
Very good. Y-intercept.
0, -1.
Excellent. Okay, I'm adding on.
Yeah, that's what it is. So you're doing like a free 5 points. But
You already get a free 5 points.
When did you want us to show you that?
You can text it to me. You can take a picture.
Girl, that
Yeah.
was a long time ago.
Just text it to me.
Oh, it was
240.
Oh, it's in your picture.
It's on the cell phone, on the syllabus anyway. 240 675 0445.
Do you just want us to
0,
like
4, 4, 5.
Yes,
text
240
with Arnie?
675 0445. This should have been the only phone number in your phone book the entire semester.
The only one. Oh.
It's so funny.
You can delete it next week, but I would have had the only phone number.
I'm gonna have to text you every other like semester.
I have students who are no longer students here who I help on the phone, and
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Okay. Okay, ready? Okay, question number 5. One-to-one.
Yes.
Why?
I know. I don't know, I just have a feeling like it is. Oh, for every X there's only one Y? No.
For every Y,
Oh, for every
there
Y,
is
it's
one
one
X.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with 6. Is it a function?
Yes.
Yes.
Why? Yes is
Vertical
not
line
good.
test.
Yes. Yes, it passes the vertical line test. Okay, I'm coming back now to 5. Is this function 1-to-1? No. By the
Horizontal line.
so horizontal line test, not a 1-to-1 function by the horizontal line test. Very good.
Did we
Seth.
do that later on?
Yes, in chapter 12.
Yeah.
Correct. Find f of -2. That's the next question, please. 7.
Can we see the thing?
No.
Oh. So we don't need to see the graphs to do that? Or we do?
Kidding.
We do.
Of course.
Wait, don't
Okay.
we need to?
Um.
Okay. This isn't one.
F of -2.
Oh, yeah.
X is 1.
Yes. So how much?
1.
1. Very good.
I don't know. I feel like anything that does everything goes off. I would
So-
sit there and be like, what is F? Why? Like.
Find x such that f of x equals -1. What is given now? What are we asked to determine now?
Now we have.
When y equals -1, what is that?
Exactly. So I have to draw a horizontal line. That's what y equals -1 means. I see it crosses the graph in 2 points, and I have to read x equals x equals.
Okay, wait. What? When
Oh, I see.
y is -1?
Yeah, this means y equals
Yeah,
-1.
so when y is -1, it equals either 0 or 2.
Good. Very good. Let's move on to graphing a piecewise defined function. Ready?
I hate that. You can write one thing 5 different ways. And then I like do it wrong.
42. F of x. Negative 3x for x less than 0. And x minus 3 for x greater than or equal to 0. 2 minutes.
So she only gets one.
Ready? Good. So first I have to identify what or determine what. Every time I have to graph a function, what is the very first thing that I need to determine?
Domain.
Wonderful. You can teach this class now. Okay, so then from here, I know that this is negative infinity to 0. Agreed? Now, I know from this means 0 to infinity. Agreed? So then what is the domain of this function?
Negative infinity to 0. Very bad.
Yes.
No.
Yes, and 0 must be in the chart for sure because that's where the function changes from one function to another. To the left, I have to have parenthesis. To the right, I'll have a bracket. On this portion of the real line, which function do I use? Excellent. On this portion, I know it's overkill, but I'd rather have it right there in front of me. Good. So let's pick negative 1. Please plug it in and say it's
3.
good. Please plug in 0.
0.
Good. Please plug in 0 in the other one.
Negative 3.
And of course 3.
0.
0. Very good. So let's graph. First point, please. Dictate. Negative 1 comma 3.
And then 0, 0, but it has to be an open.
Excellent.
And then
And you know you cannot extend this to the other side, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Now the next point.
0, negative 3.
Full.
4, yes.
Good. And 1, 2, 3.
3, 0.
Good. Now, if we're asking to find the domain, I'm sorry, forgive me. If we ask to find the range of this, what will the range be?
0, negative 3 to infinity. I mean,
Negative
negative
3.
3 to infinity.
Wonderful.
Are these piece lines?
Yes.
Yes? Absolutely.
And then domain to negative.
Now, if we draw a line today and I ask you, do you think that you learned something in this course this semester? Will you say yes?
Yes.
We all learned
Okay.
something.
Yep. I'm happy. Very good. Moving on to other graphs. I would too, but
Months of my life. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
okay, so let's graph 43 on the same page. F of x equals the square root of x minus 4.
And you're asking us to graph that?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm kindly asking you to graph it.
Okay.
And then we'll graph another function, and then we'll look at relationships between variables. What did we just say? Every time we're asked to graph a function, what is the very first step? Good. So how do I find the domain of such a function? What do I have to write?
It can't be
No, I have to write something. It's not irrational.
X.
You're right. You're right. If it were 1 over x, I would have said the domain is x cannot be 0, so the domain is such and such, right? But this is not the case. This is a square root. What do I have to write in order to find?
Has to be greater than 4.
Right, but you're correct. So, but I have to write this first. But you're perfect. You're way ahead of me. That's fine. So then the domain is 4 to infinity. That's all I wanted to see, to hear for now. Good. So then 4 to infinity. Because I have the domain, I know exactly what to put in the chart or the table. So I need 3 values of x. You can find more if you want, but 3 are sufficient. So
6.
6 minus 4, I don't like it.
You want to find it so I have to come to square.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Next one. 13. Oh, you wanted in between there.
Yeah,
Oh.
13 is fine. Because 13 minus 4 will be 9, the square root of 9 is 3. That's fine. But there is one in between. Well, if this is 3 and this is 2, what should the next one be?
Oh, 1.
So what should this one be?
5.
Exactly.
5.
And for 4,
0.
good. That's all we need. So first ordered pair, please.
4, 0.
Next one.
5, 1. 8.
5, 6, 7, 8. So here's the graph as we expected. So f of x equals the square root of x minus 4. Agreed? Okay, word problem now. 50 on page 548. The surface area of a sphere varies directly as the square of its radius. The area varies directly as the square of the radius.
Y equals kx. K over x.
So you're on the right track, but let's use S for the area, or A, and R. So area varies directly as the square of R.
So A equals the square root of R. S. Oh my god. Okay. A varies directly to.
With the square. I did not say the square root.
Oh, so
The square of R.
R squared. A equals R squared. Yes, but
There
that's
must
not
be
right.
something else in there. A constant of proportionality.
Oh, A equals K R squared.
Very good. So this is indeed the equation. Now we read on. If the surface area is 36 pi squared inches, when the radius is 3, then I will read on, but I will ask you now, why is this information given to us? Good. So 36 pi equals k multiplied by,
3 squared.
which is very good. We divide both sides by, very good. So I get 4 pi. I have to go back and write the equation again with what I found out. So what would be the equation now?
A equals
Excellent. Now I can read on. Find the surface area when the radius is 4 inches. Perfect. So the area is 64 pi inches squared. I cannot think of anything from chapter 8 anymore. Moving on to the last chapter, which is chapter 4. It will be if you redo, I promise. If you redo all your tests at least 3, maybe 4 times, you will have no difficulty.
Are we not gonna go back to like the way you get in chapters?
This is it. That's all we covered.
Yeah, these are like units 1 and 2.
Yeah, we've covered everything.
That's like really easy to us right now.
Okay, here's our first problem, 27, on page 302. 3/4 x plus 2/3 y equals 2, and x plus y divided by 3 equals 6. We're asked to solve the system. You choose how. Or, right, because sometimes one is easier than the other. You do whatever you want. And then we'll look at word problems.
You're allowed to multiply.
Both sides by any number you want except 0.
So I can multiply the top one by like 12 to get rid of the fraction.
This is what I would do.
And multiply the bottom one by a different one to get rid of the fraction.
Of course.
Okay.
They are not related in the sense that I have to multiply the top one by the same number, or they are individual lines. Yes, this is what I would do. I'll multiply the top by 12 and the bottom by 3. Okay, anyone dictate the first equation?
After you multiply it,
Yes, please.
9x plus
I agree.
y equals 24.
Plus,
8y
very good. I agree, equals.
24.
Excellent. And the second one?
3x plus y equals 18.
Very good.
I was going to multiply the second one by -3.
Excellent. This is what I would do. There are other ways, and I don't claim that this is the best. Maybe you can find a shorter cut than this, but this is what I would have done. What happens now? Why did we multiply by -3? What is the target? What are we trying to get rid of?
Negative to get rid of the x.
Very good. We're trying to get rid of x. So this is gone. Yes, equals.
30.
Therefore, y equals.
-6.
Good. So now let's go back to this equation, because we're going to go back to the original problem and check from scratch anyway. So I have 3x minus y equals 18. So 3x equals 24, so x equals, that's okay. So 8 comma negative 6. I am not certain. And even if I were, I would go back and check. So I'm rewriting the first equation with x and y that I just determined. 3 over 4 multiplied by 8 over 1 plus 2 over 3 multiplied by negative 6 over 1. And I want to see if this is 2. Simplify. So this is 6. Simplify. So this is minus 4. Yes, it is 2. It works in the first one.
So what we just found is where they intersect.
Exactly. If you remember, systems of two linear equations in two variables have three options. This is the option. Good. So now I'm checking the other one. So the other one says 8 plus negative 6 divided by 3, which is negative 2, is 6. Yes, it is. So no one can find another solution. This is it. 8 comma negative 6. Okay, now I would like to look at a couple of word problems.
How would you know if there is no solution?
Oh, how it will look? 5 equals 10.
Oh, that's
I will not determine x, I will not determine y, but I'll get something like 5 equals 10.
okay.
Or 0 equals 100. Now, if it's infinitely many solutions, then I will get 5 equals 5 without determining x or y. Very good question. Okay, so let's look at 61 on 303. Emma has a jar containing 65 coins. And they're all nickels and dimes. The total value of the coins is total $5.30. How many of each type does she have?
So then you have
Two variables,
the two
which means two equations. I agree.
So make x equal to nickels, y equal to dimes. Doesn't really matter.
Correct.
And then it's
So you're going to come up with how many equations one more time?
2.
2. Very good.
So you have, I know the second equation is x plus y equals 65, and then the other equation was
Would it be 0.5x plus
0.05x
times
point, yes, y equals?
about 130 something?
Exactly. Okay, 2 minutes. And in the meantime, I choose one more. Do we need more time? Okay. What did you do first?
I try to get rid of the decimal.
Absolutely.
So I multiply to the top one by 20.
Yeah,
I mean,
you.
bottom one.
That's fine. That's fine. By
20.
well, I would multiply by 100. So then I have 5x plus 10y equals 530. Yes, you can divide by 5 if you wanted to. So I have x plus y equals 65. And then x plus 2y equals 106. Good. That's perfect. And then I will multiply the first one by -1. Negative x, negative y equals -65. And x plus 2y is 106. I'm eliminating x, so then y equals 41. If y is 41, then x must be 24. So the ordered pair appears to be 24, 41. I have no idea. I have to go back and check. So again, a 24 plus 41 is indeed 65, but I have to check this one. 0.05 multiplied by 24 and plus 0.10 multiplied by 41, and the answer is 5.3. So I know that this is the only solution and no one can find another. Indeed 24, 41. Okay, I have one more problem and then I'll do whatever else you want. I finished everything that I needed to review. So 39, let's look at 39. A riverboat can head 340 miles upriver. So 340 miles going up in 19 hours. Okay, but the return trip takes only 14 hours. The return trip is still 340 miles, but this one goes down the river, and it says time is 14 hours. Okay. Find the current of the river and find the speed of the riverboat in still water to the nearest tenth of a mile. So how many variables we have in this problem? 2. So this is, let's say, x. X represents the speed of the boat. What is the other variable? We have it. We have
the flow of the river.
the river, yes, the current, the speed of the river. The speed of the river. How does the river flow? In which direction? In one direction. Very good. So this will be y, and by y we denote the speed of the current. Excellent. Good. How many variables one more time? 2. How many equations then?
2.
Good, I'm ready. They're not related. One can happen today, the other one can happen 3 weeks from now. They're not related. So I want the equation for the first scenario, going up.
So it'd be 19.
Distance equals,
340.
yes, 340 equals, yes.
They're both going to start like that.
Okay, so are these two speeds helping each other or they are against each other?
It's usually they're
Which one will be higher for sure?
The one where you go upstream.
Right, I mean the speed of the boat has to be, otherwise I will never get there. I will get flushed to the sea, right? If I can only do 5 miles and the current is 20 miles, I'll never get anywhere, right? So what is the actual speed then?
X minus 19y.
So distance equals rate. So we don't talk about time just yet. What is the actual rate or speed? Okay, let's discuss this. No, 1 second.
Oh, divide 320 by 19.
Hold on. I can ride my bike, for the sake of the argument, at 10 miles an hour. And I have a headwind. And the headwind is 2 miles an hour towards me. What can I really do? What is my actual speed? Exactly. Now, think of this scenario. I ride my bike at 10, and I have now a backwind of 3. What is my actual speed now? Exactly. So keep your thought, and now I'm asking, what is the speed on the first scenario?
So
Forget about the time. We're not talking about the time now. We're only talking about the speed. Okay, one more time. I can do 10, but I have a headwind of 2. What is my speed? Good. So what is the speed of the boat now? With a headwind, if you want, of y.
so X minus Y.
Correct.
Oh my god, I'm so upset right now.
Multiplied by?
19?
Exactly.
Oh man.
Forget about the first scenario. I need an equation for the second scenario.
340.
X plus Y is times.
Of course.
14.
Exactly. We got it?
Yeah.
Okay, what would you try to do first?
Distribute.
Yes, but I would rather get rid of that. So I will divide both sides by 19. So I have x minus y equals 340 over 19. Don't bother with that. And the second equation, I will divide both sides by 14. And I will write x plus y equals 340 over 14. Don't bother with that. What should I do next? Look at the left-hand side. Forget about the numbers on the right.
You can just eliminate
Right.
y.
Yes, by adding them. So then 2x equals 340 over 19 plus 340 over 14. And then finally, what do I do to x to get x? Let's put in the graphing calculator. Okay. So the top, 340
19 minus 14.
divided by
We added them to. I'm confused.
19 and plus 340 divided by 14
Oh, so those are 2x.
and everything divided by 2.
So
21.09. X equals 21.09. Measurement unit, please.
Miles per hour.
Thank you. Good. Now I need to determine y.
Just put it in.
Exactly.
Plus 1.
So I will determine y by subtracting x from this, minus 21.09. Back to the calculator. I will type in 340 divided by 14, and I will subtract the previous answer. I wouldn't even bother to put it in. Okay, so it's 3.2. So y equals 3.2. Measurement unit, please. Good.
The speed of the river.
Right, exactly. The speed of the river or the current is 3.2 miles per hour, and the speed of the boat is 21.09. Yes, I will go back and check my answer. So I will do this. 21.09 minus 3.2 And then I will say enter and multiplied by 319. What should the answer be?
Should come back to 340.
340. Of course, I'm not going to get exactly because I rounded it. Okay, and now the other one, 21.09. And I will add 3.2. And then say press enter and multiply by 14. What should the answer be?
240.
Good. Okay. So then the speed of the boat is roughly 21, and the speed of the current is 3.2.
Can you work on variables?
Yeah. Yep. Now you have to choose problems. I don't have anything. I'm finished. Anything that you would like to look at?